All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to, well, I believe this is just a BattleNet ladder match between LeMei versus MaDFrog. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. I am doing well, thank you, everyone, for asking. I hope you guys are enjoying all of this Warcraft 3 content. Um, and well, things are still going pretty well, all things considered. Hopefully, you guys are able to, be able to talk to loved ones and be able to socialize out there. I know COVID has really, well, shut things down for a lot of people, but it is important that you're still able to go outside, get some vitamin D. Um, for all of you guys out there, I don't know why masks have become political. Help yourself and help your neighbor at the same time, and hopefully we will all get through this together. Your decision affects me, and my decisions affect you. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this, well, undead versus night elf matchup. We are going to be having a warden coming in from LeMei, spawning on the bottom left-hand side of the map. And, well, sometimes I think metaphysics tries to troll me or just really enjoys, what pronunciation lessons with Crota, as I don't know what language or what nationality LeMei or LeMei or well, is, so I don't know how to well, pronounce that particular name. MaDFrog, yes, is a definite name going old school, and in this particular match, well, apparently MaDFrog saying, wow, we're gonna have a real game now. MaDFrog really known for, well, mass gargoyles way back in the day. I think I even had cast a couple of tournaments with MaDFrog. And I think MaDFrog did fairly well in that tournament, but was never paid. Neither was I. Well, all of the joys, ups and downs that you often get with, well, trying to do anything esports related, not just political, also economical. Kazakhstan, well, I met a couple people from Kazakhstan, and I was actually surprised at how, like, I saw a family photo of an exchange student from Kazakhstan, and um, it just surprised me because, two parents, same parents, and you looked at their like 6 kids, and half of them looked like I could have believed they were Chinese, and the other half I could have believed they were like Western European, and it was just like, whoa, that's interesting. And all related, and it doesn't make LeMei. You're pronouncing it well. I mean, LeMei. All right, thank you very much. I hope I'm pronouncing Kazakhstan right. Anyways, interesting opening coming in from MaDFrog. MaDFrog opening up with a Lich first. Lich first in this matchup. Not very common at all to see a Lich with mass ghouls opening up, going up against a Warden. Now the question here is going to be, well, what the Warden actual first ability is going to be, and the Warden has not chosen an ability as of yet. No Fan of Knives, no Shadow Strike, so we don't know if, well, the Warden is going to try and put pressure onto that Lich, or if it's going to try and go inside here and put pressure a different way. Alright, there's a Nerubian tower already being upgraded. Warden decides not to go up against the Acolytes. Interesting choice there, as we now see Blight going down. Alright, Ziggurat coming into play. The Ziggurat, is it going to end up being a Shadow Strike? There you go, there's a Frost Nova, there's level 2 on that Lich. Is it going to perhaps get some Frost armor here in just a moment as well, as it uses Cloak of Shadow? Oh, Blight all of a sudden disappearing, and that is going to be a major loss right there, as that Ziggurat is going to end up getting taken down. LeMei is actually in a good spot here. Who's going to actually win out? Are we going to see a Shadow Strike go against onto that Lich? Lich is currently sitting at 123 hit points, trying to fight back again. There's a Manual of Health. Who is actually going to pick that up? Is that little bit of health going to make that big of a difference? As you can see, another Shadow Strike going down. All right, Lich could be in trouble. Is the Lich going to perhaps use that Manual of Health? Oh, taking damage. Is it going to be able to run away? And it looks as though the Lich is going to be able to stay alive ever so barely, using that Manual of Health and the Pure of Vitality to stay alive. Blight is done. Back on Blight. That Lich is going to be able to stay, and the Pure of Vitalities and that Manual of Health keeping that Lich ever so alive early on. All right, didn't expect to see crazy unstandard games straight out of the gate, as we're looking at the ghouls now harvesting a bit of lumber and then perhaps gonna make their rounds out. Lich with that cloak of shadows, often an item that is, well, not very well received or loved. Very, very happy to have that, as the Lich was able to dodge a lot of damage. Meanwhile, this Acolyte could have considered repairing this Nerubian tower here, as the ghouls are now retreating back. Additional Acolytes being trained. MaDFrog actually cancelled that Nerubian tower here, as the Warden gonna make its way over. Alright, a little bit of cold damage there. You can see that Nerubian tower slowing things down. Meanwhile, Acolytes going after the Necropolis, gonna try and cause a little problems here. Lich trying to keep that range. Does have, well, boots of speed, as the Nerubian tower, well, Lich gonna try and engage here. We are looking at the Lich dealing a little bit of damage. There's a cancellation on that Necropolis. Meanwhile, the ghouls are getting in some easy shots on that Warden as it tries to retreat. Back off to the north though, resummoning up that haunted gold mine and rebuilding that necropolis. No repairs on that Nerubian tower either, as we see a tree of life being built by LeMei. Back across over here to the top right, we are not training up any acolytes. A Lich using the Fountain of Health to his advantage this time, as he also still has Cloak of Shadows. What are the ghouls really hoping to do? Army sizes are about the same. We are looking at the ghouls now making their rounds, going after some easy Murloc and Crab creep camps, as the Lich wants to get to level 3. Sorry, I had to leave early yesterday. No problem. Cannibalized so early on these ghouls too. So do the ghouls have cannibalized already? Alright, if I missed that, I do apologize, as the Lich now looking to finish off a Wisp right there. One more shot should do it now, and the Wisp hides around the corner and gets taken down. No detonation. I thought that was going to be a great play using that line of sight. The Wisp purposely jumps into the trees, waits for the Lich to pop out, and then, well, there's that cannibalize, and then ends up getting a nice easy detonation right there. Warden sitting at level 2, almost at level 3, and where is the Lich gonna be traveling off to? Has a good amount of mana. The expansion over here on the top left is about to be done, and now in just a moment, as we see the Warden perhaps getting to level 3 right here. Alright, in comes some damage. We are seeing the Lich making sure to just get some easy damage across all of those units. Another Lich could end up getting taken down. Ancient of Lore going after some of those units. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? There's another Wisp getting taken down here, as we are already at Tree of Ages. We're going to have to see a large number of Wisps still be trained here, as 1 or 2 ghouls are, well, able to escape back. Alright, Scroll of Town Portal back off to the north here. No, absolutely no well, nothing to cannibalize here, as we see a large number of buildings now come in from MaDFrog. Are we going to be going for mass gargoyles? That is the question, as the Ancient of War now getting into position to take a lot of damage. Alright, there you go. Rock Golem about to get taken down. Warden perhaps going to be able to get to about halfway to level 4, a little bit more than halfway to level 4, trying to clear up all of these creep camp. Warden sitting at level 3 already. Only level 1 Shadow Strike coming in as its ability. Meanwhile, while MaDFrog has a lot of spaced for expansions in this, I guess, master plan community, now clearing out all of these buildings off over here, but we still don't see a, well, there's the graveyard. Why isn't the ghouls actually off to the north here? They would be able to get more lumber, but then again, it doesn't look like lumber is really the issue right now. Coming back around, the Lich still, well, floating carefully away. Warden gonna make its way off to the north, has a potion of mana. Shadow Strike. We'll see if Blink or Fan of Knives will be used here. MaDFrog said in one of the interviews that he hates fiends, by the way, so I guess we are waiting on the gargoyles. Hey, yep, gargoyles. MaDFrog is definitely one of the players that for a long time only went mass gargoyles. It was a strategy that he consistently used, and then again, I guess he got also a lot of hate for going for mass gargoyles consistently. But then at the same time, why don't undead players consistently get the same amount of, well, hate for trying to just go mass fiends? I guess because mass fiends is considered an actual viable strategy. As we see a second Frost Nova go down onto that Warden. Warden will have to think twice before trying to engage here. Staff of Teleportation being used. A little bit of a departing gift there. 30 damage over time every time there is that Shadow Strike. But however, back on Blight, Blight, it should be okay as it is. Well, also seeing that Lich just constantly transforming skeletal minions and then converting them into mana. Panda out onto the battlefield, and it looks as though LeMei knows MaDFrog very, very well. Breath of Fire coming across from that Panda. Breath of Fire, a naturally strong ability to go up against these gargoyles that are currently getting trained up, and that's really what you want to do. You just want to be able to go wide and deal damage. There's that Frost Nova. Is that Lich going to be able to get away? 171 hit points. Another Shadow Strike goes down. A lot of damage could be added here, and Lich could end up getting taken down back on the Blight, but is it going to be enough? No, it is not. Another Shadow Strike right there. Death Knight shows up, but well, without Death Coil, it cannot do very much, or not. Well, no Death Coil in time. All right, Death Knight, well, get the Death Coil off onto that Brewmaster. Brewmaster down to 322 hit points. Scroll of Beast. This army is already rather powerful. Level 3 on the Panda, level 4 on the Warden. Warden has not yet either trained Blink or Fan of Knives as of yet, as the Lich is getting resurrected. Both sides, well, sitting on 2 bases, and this is going from bad to worse for LeMei, for MaDFrog. MaDFrog trying to get that early expansion. It was constantly harassed, and well, that gave LeMei time to set up his own expansion as the Panda now backs up. Warsong Battle Drums, a little bit of a damage bonus, or a major damage bonus for all of those units. There's that Breath of Fire trying to finish off all of these remaining units here, as we're going to see the Force Troll Trapper and this Ogre Magi getting taken down here in just a second. All right, Tome of Agility picked up. Panda, what is it going to do? It is going to try and retreat. Meanwhile, Death Knight with Masked Gargoyles able to take down that Red Drake very easily. Death Knight now sits at level 2, and where is he going to try and go next? Low hit point Ghoul trying to shift away once more. Force Troll Berserker about to get taken down. Death Knight could get a Death Coil off onto that Ghoul. Is it going to? Nope, not going to be saved, as the Death Knight decides not to use its mana right there. All right, units trying to break free once more. Are we going to see a Death Coil on that low hit point Ghoul? Doesn't want to waste any of that mana, but may end up accidentally feeding experience to that Warden right there, as the Warden could try to get off a Shadow Strike, and there goes that Shadow Strike. A Death Coil would have definitely saved it. Well, tried to save the Ghoul, not using mana, and then ends up, well, feeding experience to the Warden. All right. We'll see what happens here. It looks like both players are just going to, well, continue to do a lot of creeping. Mass Archers looking to finish off that Red Drake. Archer Shadow Melding, playing a game of just hide and go seek, as the Panda is, well, in a strange spot, and very good positioning coming in from LeMei here, making that Ogre Magi just walk around all of these fountains. That one Archer Shadow Melding prevented any of the other units from getting attacked, and then the Ogre Magi just walked all the way around only to attack an illusion. Down across over here, we see one Warden keeping track of the undead army. Lich has Orb of Corruption. Death Knight is out on the field, as we are also looking at, well, is it True Shot Aura? Yes, True Shot Aura on that Panda, and we are looking at a plus 20%, plus 20% damage bonus between the Warsong Battle Drums and True Shot Aura on that for this entire ranged army. Too bad the other units are not all ranged, as we're looking at Masked Gargoyles coming across over here. You can see in comes the Warden. Warden does have Orb of Venom to get a range attack onto those units again, as we're looking at the Warden now trying to, Dry Eye about to get taken down. Staff of Preservation saves one unit right there. Gargoyle trying to run away. There's Drunken Haze. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? We are also looking at, trying to go into Stone Form, but the Stone Form actually ends up going to the far side on the wrong side, as that Gargoyle does end up getting saved by a Death Coil. All right, knowing your opponent is half the battle, and well, LeMei is making sure that is pretty much part of his strategy, as we can see, well, Panda with Breath of Fire, and already Warden with Orb of Venom, all of this in preparation for what was going to be a mass gargoyle attack. Lich now getting up to level 4, Death Knight sitting at level 2, will not get to level 3, but will get much, much closer. The majority of the creep camps have been cleared out. I believe only a couple of low hit point or low experience creep camps are left. No one really going to be able to gain any experience until much later in the game. 60 supply over 80 compared to 50 over 80. And when I mean by much later, I mean unless they start attacking each other. All right, units going to make their way down. Fan plus breath plus archers, and MaDFrog still insists on gargoyles. Yes, that seems to be the case. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, and that's exactly what we're looking at now. All right, Dryads making their rounds out here in just a moment. You can see Hippogriff Riders or Hippogriffs are currently ready to start attacking. And we are already looking at 3 bases coming in from LeMei. So LeMei getting a major economic advantage, setting up this 3rd base. And we are looking at the Ancient Protectors also trying to offer a bit of protection. There goes a Frost Nova onto that Hippogriff. Hippogriff easily gets taken down as we're looking at the Dryads now making their rounds out as well. All right, Resistant Skin coming across. Is that a transition into Mountain Giants? I don't see that as of yet, but it does make sense. Mountain Giants, absolutely large units, and you see a big Frost Nova right there. Death Coil, Staff of Preservation saves, however, that Hippogriff, as the Hippogriff was about to get taken down. Yeah, Hippogriffs not faring well against the Mass Gargoyles. Mass Gargoyles do also have a very high damage. Indeed, what is that Lich doing? It looked like it cast some sort of spell. Nope, as we are looking at 3-0 upgrades on those Gargoyles. 2-2 upgrades for the Hippogriffs, though. So Hippogriffs actually winning out in the upgrade war, as we're looking at 75 supply compared to 76. Lich Death Knight shifting slowly back off to the north again. We are looking at Boneyard, double Boneyard Frostworms. And, well, once more, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, as the Undead Army going mass air. Gargoyles and Frostworms will be on the menu this morning. MaDFrog playing a little bit of dangerous game, going back and forth. If this turns into a straight economic game, LeMei, well, actually going into high upkeep, currently mining less gold than MaDFrog, even though MaDFrog is sitting only on 2 bases. 14 gold a second compared to 12 gold a second. So LeMei wants to close this game out quickly with the army size advantage. Is that going to hold true? That is the question to be had, as the armies are going to be engaging here. Lich, where are they going? There goes a Frost Nova, slowing down many of those Hippogriffs, as the units are going to try and, well, fight back once more. All right, Lich does have that Orb of Corruption. Frostworms up in the air. Death Knight. We're looking at another Frost Nova going down, and any damage. Oh, Staff of Preservation hitting the wrong Hippogriff right there, as another one gets taken down. Panda is halfway to level 5, level 3 Breath of Fire, and perhaps even level 3 Fan of Knives could become a problem, as we were just seeing constant reveals being used. I don't even see how the reveal is being cast or used. I don't see any laboratory action, as we're looking at, well, in comes triple Ancient Protectors offering that protection. Hippogriffs trying to make their way in. Gargoyle's going to try and engage back. You can see a little bit of poking onto that Frostworm, who's now down to 928 hit points. Lich comes over and says, come on, I dare you to attack that Frostworm once more. And, well, they properly back off. We are still seeing some easy damage coming from that Warden. And the Warden, well, this is a problem for LeMei. If LeMei actually stayed in low upkeep instead of getting into high upkeep, I wouldn't have any problems with him sitting at 87 supply. MaDFrog, however, is now currently sitting at 100 supply, so both sides actually in very high upkeep indeed. And, well, MaDFrog could actually consider stop mining right now, as all of that gold will be lost as he takes it out, since he's paying taxes. And he did stop mining. All right, no mining here from MaDFrog. Meanwhile, we still see mining coming in from the Night Elf. So Night Elf getting more gold than his opponent right now, as we see, well, the Spirit Tower, well, may end up getting taken down. Well, nope, Spirit Tower not in trouble at all. Mountain Giants grabbing those clubs, 3-3 upgrades right there. And it looks like it may be a trade of bases. All right, so far, Frostworm's going to make their way over. or Entangled Goldmine going to get taken down. That was a free building, though. And what is really going to be done here as the Ancient Protectors are now getting frozen, as long as the Frost Worms are actually attacking different buildings, it actually works out well, as all of the Ancient Protectors cannot fight back. All right, all of these frozen buildings stuck in their place right now as the Black Citadel is about to get taken down. Black Citadel, is it going to even be repaired? It is currently being repaired. However, the Mountain Giants, with that fortified damage, able to do a lot. Coming back down across over here, are we going to see Ancient Protectors get taken down? And here we go, Breath of Fire, Fan of Knives, and we're going to see a lot of damage as the overall supply should be falling very quick. 86 supply compared to 77 as the Ancient Protectors are still fighting their way through. Archers are trying to make their way back down, and this is a massive, massive battle. Fan of Knives, Breath of Fire constantly on cooldown as we're still looking to see who's going to come out ahead. 84 supply compared to 78 as the Scroll of Town Portal takes them all away. All right, Archers able to back up here. Main building was taken down there. MaDFrog now currently mining again, mining very slowly at his main base, not mining anything at the natural as the Death Knight, well, retreats back. We are looking at a bunch of gargoyles, well, going back into stone form to regenerate their hit points while on Blight. That should be incredibly fast, but if you're going to do that, might as well do it at a Fountain of Health to help that Death Knight as well. If you could not follow anything in that battle, you were not the only one. Pretty much so much animation, so much flying, so many things going on. I couldn't keep track of the action and almost felt like I was watching Reforged. Coming back around here, Ancient Protector, Tree of Life, Mountain Giants, Druids of the Claw, everything all coming down once more. Meanwhile, let's see what the undead... meanwhile, coming back around, Death Knight going to go ahead and pick up Scroll of Healing and now try to make its way back over here. Ancient Protector, Hippogriffs all trying to engage once more as the Death Knight going to be pushing in again. All right, there's a Frost Nova, Fan of Knives, Breath of Fire, Death Knight leading the way back again as we see a Gargoyle getting getting taken down. Coming back through, yes, Fountain of Health still right there. MaDFrog saying, hey, you know what? Healing back at a Fountain of Health is actually better than, stone form at my own Blight. Fountain of Health doesn't heal that much more quickly as the Gargoyles now currently just regenerating some hit points. 3-3 fully upgraded Night Elf army, Dryads and Mountain Giants looking to put in a lot of pressure, and LeMei sitting at 84 supply compared to 80 over 80 for MaDFrog. Lich is still only sitting at level 4, not at level 5. Are we going to see some damage? Yes, extra free damage onto that Warden, but the Warden pretty much going to be able to shake it off. Coming back around, where are the Gargoyles going to perhaps try and go to next? There is that Ancient Protector. There is that Frost attack once more. Gargoyles could try and engage. Ghouls could be making their way, or making their rounds over as well as the Lich shows up to the party, getting in some extra damage. There's that Frost Nova going on to some of those Hippogriffs as they get slowed down again. 80 supply compared to 86. Who is mining more gold? MaDFrog only has one acolyte on that main gold mine here, as the main wisp has been mined out here. Thank you for the follow, as we're down to 5,000 gold at that natural expansion. I believe this game is going to go into a way where every single gold mine is going to be mined out. So whoever is more efficient is going to end up winning this battle, as the Hippogriffs are going to try and engage here. All right, no, there's a big Frost Nova again. Are we going to see a Fan of Knives? Tree of Life, is it going to end up getting taken down? One or two more shots. One more shot would have been enough. And that is, however, not going to be going down there, as we can see the Tree of Life. Come on, just blast it. Both sides, Frost. Scroll of Healing now being used as the Hippogriffs, now poking apart so many of those Gargoyles. And how do you leave a Tree of Life down to 22 hit points and let it survive? 88 supply compared to 68. Hippogriffs doing this back and forth once again. And MaDFrog, well, losing and taking mad damage down to 70 supply as his opponent stays at 86. A game of Siege, and this Tree of Life was down to 22 hit points. An attack, a range attack from the, well, Frostworm, or a ranged attack from the Lich may have been able to take it down. Why, oh, why was it not? 86 supply over 90 right now, still in high upkeep. MaDFrog only has about, 6 minutes of mining left from this main gold mine. 6.5 minutes left here. Has a minute or 5, or really only supposed to be a minute and a half of mining there. But, with only one acolyte, we'll have plenty of mining time for quite some time. Making its way back through. There goes another Ancient Protector. Hippogriff's going to turn back around Frost Nova, slowing up many of those units again. Mountain Giants trying to taunt those units. 78 supply compared to 86. Panda shows up to the party and realizes, wait, why am I even here? I don't want to be here. As the stone form gargoyles, standing around. 17 armor, pretty much, reducing half of the damage that they take, and now jumping off into the skies again. We are looking at more Frostworms adding in, and we've seen more Frostworms than Crypt Fiends in this game. We're taking a look at a large number of Frostworms here. How many Frostworms is that? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 Frostworms currently just wandering around. So more Frostworms than Crypt Fiends in this matchup so far. As we see more freezing on the gold mine. Does it stop mining? Yes, it does. So I guess that's one way to prevent mining completely, as you just attack and it stops the mining in its tracks. Shadow Strike and Drunken Haze to try and slow down all of those units, getting in some extra damage again, slowing all of that up there, as the Mountain Giants are just trying to push their way through, but not really getting anywhere. 6 worms, by the way. All right. 6 worms. I don't know. They keep on changing elevation. Health bars. Yeah, count the health bars. 6 worms right there as they're still just pushing through. And why go for a Druid of the Claw at that point? Druid of the Claw didn't really make any sense at all. Dryads are still continuing to push. More poking damage onto that Brewmaster, as the Death Coil going to save that Frostworm there. All right, level 5 on both the Warden and that Panda now. They're getting rejuvenation to keep alive, and it's almost like the Druid of the Claw needs to stay in Druid form to constantly cast Rejuvenate, but if he does, he can easily get blasted by those Frostworms and get taken down. MaDFrog greatly using the ability of this Fountain of Health to constantly keep all of his units all nicely topped off. Gargoyles, is he going to finally go into a late harassment into the main base with mass gargoyles? Now, it could also be for Roar. You are right. We'll see what is going to end up happening here, as the Hippogriff Riders are still up in the air here. Lich perhaps going to be able to put in all of that pressure. Sitting at 90 over 90 supply has to be very Night Elf, as he is still mining very slowly. Back off to the north here, the gold mine still mining fairly well, as this entangled gold mine is going to end up getting blasted again. All right, nope, down to 8 hit points. MaDFrog leaving behind buildings, or leaving behind nearly destructed buildings, as the Hippogriffs make their way over. Unfortunately, repairing entangled gold mines doesn't cost anything, as that building is free. As we're looking also at another Death Coil coming back across again. Roar and Rejuvenation. We're going to see a big fight here. A big Frost Nova goes down across multiple Dryads. More damage pushing on through. Death Knight and Lich could be in trouble. Scroll of Town Portal. They're going to be poking their way through. Are we going to see some damage onto some of those units? There's a Breath of Fire. Death Coil. I don't know if anything was taken down. It looks like 90 over 90 supply compared to 78. And everyone looks to be about the same. Frostworms, Lich making their way out across the field again. What is that Gargoyle really hoping, or Lich really hoping to do, as the Gargoyles are very fast, constantly switching positions here. Staff of Teleportation to get that Warden back in, but, there goes one Ancient Protector. All right, constant moving, Unholy Aura, very fast movement speed, as we're going to see, damage trying to be used onto that Tree of Life. Again, Hippogriffs now making their way over, trying to chase after, Ancient Protector able to throw a boulder a very, very long distance, finding its target. All right. trying to fight under favorable circumstances can be rather difficult. And as we're looking at both sides continuing to fight right there, Orb of Venom on the Brewmaster, opening up for air attacks as well. That has been a very big issue. Staff of Preservation saving one Hippogriff as the Death Knight, and the Lich still dancing back and forth. 78 supply compared to 88, and the battle is still getting underway. Death Knight and Lich still trying to do a big fight there, as we can see some damage getting added on here. All right, Hippogriffs going after some Frostworms, however, slowing themselves down again, or slowing down their pursuers with a very quick attack. All right, Druid of the Claw gets taken down so quickly. That was blasted down and frozen in his tracks in just a matter of seconds, as the Death Knight and the Lich are still doing a bit of chasing forth. Perhaps MaDFrog can start going after some of the key buildings and perhaps take down key buildings, making his opponent force him and engage him and then just constantly try and move after him. You can see mass detonation coming across those wisps right there. Hippogriff's going to turn back around, and wow, it really felt like two or three Hippogriffs could have get blasted out of the sky right there, as more damage coming across. Frostworms moving together, and that is how you deal with this, by constantly making them move in different locations. And the Lich finally going to get off a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. No real damage. Maybe one gargoyle was all that was lost right there, as MaDFrog is sitting on a bank of over 2,000 gold and in a great spot still. All right, so you are playing good though. All right, so MaDFrog currently just trying to heal back up. I don't know if he's taunting his opponent right now. Ancient Protector trying to hold back off the attack. He's unsure of how to engage against this army that is constantly slowing. This is a very slow war of attrition. We are 30 minutes into this game, and we still do not have a level 6 hero. MaDFrog now taking this opportunity to go into high upkeep, and, well, has stopped mining as well. So it's really been the case that LeMei, who was sitting in high upkeep for so long, and while mining, well, that ended up hurting him. We're going to see, as the unit's going to try to turn back around and engage once more. Death Knight, Lich. Is the Lich going to get off of Frost Nova? That's the question, as the units look at the back around once more. And Brood War turrets against mutas. That's an interesting take. Yeah, MaDFrog has always reminded me of a Zerg player going mass mutas, with undead going to mass gargoyles, constantly with those hit and run tactics. Frostworms making their way back down again. Mutalisk, however, buildings end up falling faster in StarCraft and StarCraft 2 just because of how things work. It makes more sense to actually fight against armies as opposed to actually trying to fight against buildings in WarCraft 3. All right, here in comes the fight. Major blast damage onto that Warden. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability already being used. Scroll of Protection being used as well. No Obsidian Statues. Panda is going to use a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. 79 supply over 86 as well. There goes a Scroll of Healing to try and save some of those units. Death Coil onto that Warden. Warden could be in big trouble. Staff of Preservation gets it out of a bad fight. Bear gets taken down very fast as well, as there goes, an Icy Blast onto that Hippogriff. However, two Dryads lost in that exchange as well. Panda being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to head back away. Fan of Knives, Warden shows back up to the party. Where is the Scroll of Town Portal? Back over here to the natural expansion, and 65 supply compared to 78, and LeMei actually taking the overall lead again, as MaDFrog, his units are being countered, and MaDFrog unable to get the advantage that he has been looking for. Mountain Giant sitting at 3/3 upgrades. In comes some skeletal minions, as Dark Ritual being used in order to, top off all of that mana again. Dryads in position, trying to make their way forward. Fan of Knives across multiple units as they all Scroll of Town Portal back out. MaDFrog not doing well in this war of attrition. So far, we are looking at, five Frostworms left. You are playing a lot better than usually. And that is, I guess, MaDFrog just speaking the truth right now. 58 supply here of Ancient Protector about to get, well, frozen in its tracks and taken down. However, the attacks rate is rather slow, and you're going to see Ancient Protector being left behind once more. Hippogriff could end up getting taken down. There's a Death Coil to try and save, and constantly that Death Knight finally getting up to level 5, having access to level 3 Death Coil should be very helpful as the Gargoyles are back now down on the ground. Gonna try and fight and engage. Here comes the Dryads. Dryads fully upgraded, causing pressures, and we're going to see perhaps some of the stone form Gargoyles actually taking damage as well. All right, units looking to back up again. Dryads making their way back. You can see obsidian statues, or not obsidian statues, those stone form Gargoyles. I guess that's a question. Like, should a stone form Gargoyle be considered become mechanical after it goes into a stone form, right? I mean, it's a giant statue, but then again, it wouldn't be able to be healed by death coils or obsidian statues as they try to heal here. Frostworm down to 70 hit points. There's the death coil for the save as the units are looking to back up again. Things are going from bad to worse. Frostworm taking a lot of poison damage as well, as I believe the writing is on the wall for MaDFrog. MaDFrog not going to be able to do very much. We see Earth, Storm, and Fire for that panda now. Earth, Storm, and Fire as an ultimate ability, but then again you would lose that panda's Breath of Fire. What maybe once again after the Brewmaster runs out of mana, you would go into Earth, Storm, and Fire and perhaps try and Cyclone or get some damage, and actually perhaps even use Storm to chase after some of those units and try to get some damage as they have Windwalk. Stoneform Gargoyles have high regen, so still bio. Yep. They do, well, I guess that's one way to really heal up those gargoyles quickly. Next to a Fountain of Health, while in stone form, those gargoyles regenerating so many of their hit points. Meanwhile, the Death Knight and the Lich making their rounds out again, trying to go after this Entangled Gold Mine. This gold mine is now done. This gold mine is now done, and so is this one. So pretty much every gold mine has been mined out. There is still about 10 minutes of, or what is that, 10 minutes of mining left, or... and actually, excuse me, 7 minutes of mining left at that central expansion. That central expansion having such a big impact, leaving behind, well, 107 hit point Druid of the Claw, as the Frostworms do attack very slowly. And there goes that Frost Nova finishing off that Druid who is trying to rejuvenate himself. Death Coil perhaps onto that, well, Frostworm back up to 600 hit points. That slow poison plus Orb of Venom damage really taking its toll on that Frostworm, almost taken out, as Shades are going to be joining in here. All right, Mountain Giant's going to finish off all of these units, and LeMei really just taking his time, making sure to choose the fights he really wants to be in. And opponent, Ancient Protector, about to get frozen and, well, perhaps about to get destroyed. Dryads with their fast movement speed and their slowing ability, able to deal so much damage, but now finally catching an Ancient Protector out of position. As the Brewmaster absorbed right there. Earth, Storm, and Fire maybe used anti-magic potion, using that Orb of Venom. Now going to chase after those units as well. Are we going to see another Breath of Fire, or perhaps a Drunken Haze across all of those units? And we are looking at another Breath of Fire right there. More damage, and that Frostworm does end up getting taken down. Panda still in a great spot, does have a Potion of Healing. Is it going to end up getting, well, Scroll of Town Portal, forcing that retreat here. Lich trying to head back. Death Knight and all of those units temporarily saved, as we see a Scroll of Town Portal to save the level 6 Panda. Level 6 Panda now has access to Earth, Storm, and Fire, can easily just dive on in, or does it only want to use Breath of Fire? That is the question. Maybe seeing a rejuvenation now on that Druid from that Druid of the Claw, and a rejuvenation onto the Warden for good measure. Nope. All right, no rejuvenation onto the, well, there's the rejuvenation onto the Warden for good measure. Bear going into bear form finally again, wanting to make sure it has enough hit points to take at least a couple of blasts from those, well, very, very large, very scary Frostworms. Units now looking to back away again. You see, there goes that Ancient Protector taken down. gold mine gonna perhaps get destroyed, and it is not mining anything right now. Units are trying to make their way over and unable to get underneath because of line of sight causing issues. All right, we're looking at a couple of wisps. Are they going to be able to back up? There we go. 59 supply compared to 71, 62 army compared to 56, and it looks like finally, well, Lich getting in, absorbing a lot of damage. Death Knight is right there. Who's going to come out on top here? Anti-magic potion, fan of knives being used. There goes another gargoyle, as the Lich could end up getting slowed up as well. All right, still damage over time. Death Knight now trying to retrieve back Sobi Mask on that Death Knight. What is going on here? Perhaps going to try and go for an engagement. Warden going to be in a little bit of trouble. There's that Frost Nova, potion of healing, and the Warden gets staffed of preservation at the very last possible moment, causing even more slowing damage across all of these units again. Panda chasing back again. 68 supply compared to 55. It is still anyone's game at this point, as we are looking at this Tree of Life perhaps about to get taken down. Orb of Venom causing problems. You see a couple of Frostworms trying to fight back here. Druid of the Claw is right there. Earth, Storm, and Fire being used, and only Storm has the ability to attack those units, but does have come in with a Cyclone. Level 6 now on the Warden. Warden could get an Avatar of Vengeance here in just a moment. Death Coil. Warden using an anti-magic potion to try to protect itself from all of those Frostworms, as we see, well, another Cyclone being picked up onto that Death Knight. Death Knight finally using a potion of lesser invulnerability to dodge some of that damage. Warden being forced to back up again as a level 6 Frostworm getting taken down. All right, are we going to see another Cyclone? Yes, we are. Earth, Storm, and Fire picking up those units. Perhaps going to try and trap that Lich up against the wall, and that could be it. Death Knight has enough mana for a Death Coil. Is going to get it off, and, well, no, it doesn't. He knows the writing is on the wall, and there is that GG. Well played. Lich does end up getting to level 6, but, well, that is going to be it. LeMei, with the really high resource score, only ended up mining 3,000 more gold than his opponent, losing 7,000 more gold to upkeep. With all of that said and done, though, LeMei being able to hold off the attacks for the eventual win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.